Seems like we're getting a lot of horror anthologies out there and in the independent cinema, and today we've got one for you, and it's called An Hour to Kill, brought to us by the director of Dead Kansas, Aaron K. Carter. He gives us a wraparound story of two hitmen who are put out on a job to go take someone out, but they've got about an hour to kill, and so they tell each other stories to pass the time, and through these short films are these stories in which these individuals tell each other. I enjoyed the wraparound story for this film quite a bit, namely because of the two characters, Frankie and Gio. Frankie's played by Frankie Pazos, and Aaron Guerrero plays Gio, and I love the chemistry between these two. They play off each other well. Gio is more of the straight man, whereas Frankie's the more hyper, younger guy. Gio's the more veteran hitman, and just loved how they played off each other and their characters, the way they were written, and the dialogue between them. They felt like they were pulled right from a Quentin Tarantino film. Now, as far as the short films go, I enjoyed the one called Valkyrie's Bunker, which is about a group of women who go looking for some marijuana growing by a bunker, which has a history of Nazis actually being there, and it's set in California, so Nazis that were at a bunker in California. So I enjoyed that angle with it, and the location and the actresses did well in this story, and I wasn't quite sure how it was going to play out, so I enjoyed that quite a bit. Then there's Massacre, which stars a couple of famous YouTubers out there. Brandon Mitchell plays the main character. We get to see him as well as Luna Meow, and they're playing themselves basically, and there's the hottest pepper known to man out there, even more than that. Brandon's friend has this hot pepper, and so they give it to a guy who does food videos, and he ends up eating it, and well, there are some nasty consequences. This was the weakest for me out of the shorts, mostly because of kind of the production value of it. I mean, I know what they were going for, kind of this found footage, web broadcasting angle, but considering the way the rest of the film was, this one was just a little bit too different for me. And the story, I thought it was interesting, but I think it could have been a little bit shorter, and I think if they would have handled it a little bit differently, it would have been more entertaining for me, though I did like how it ended. I thought it ended on a good joke, so there is that, but Massacre for me was the weakest out of them. And then there was the one called Hog Hunting, which is wild. It's so bizarre, the way this plays out. Rednecks end up getting a gentleman to join their bowling club, but they decide to take him hog hunting, and it doesn't quite go the way they planned. I loved the humorous angle with this, the really creepy factor too, as this one played out. It does get a little bit of serious tones later on, but for the most part they keep things fairly light. And there's some exaggerated characters in here, as you would expect with a story like this. But overall, I really appreciated the uniqueness of it and the kind of bizarreness to that story. And so overall, An Hour to Kill, if you enjoy independent horror films, I think you'll find a lot to enjoy in this film. Some of the production value is a little rough. A little bit of the camera work occasionally was distracting, and the audio in some of them was a little bit, it would have been nice to have it mixed a little bit better. And of course, like I said, these are all shot on a lower budget, so they're not Hollywood production, but I thought they did very well with what they were given. So check it out, An Hour to Kill. If you have seen An Hour to Kill, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on this anthology film. I appreciate your support, and until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.